today. And this is my service dog in training, Frankie Lou. Say hi, Frankie. Dear little girl. And today I'm going to be starting my new video series, which is going over different breeds typically used for service work and their pros and cons. So obviously, since I own a golden retriever, we will be doing golden retrievers first. And I have my little paper right here, so I will be reading from that and hopefully trying to maintain eye contact with the camera. My English teacher would be proud. So first are the pros. A golden retriever comes in many shades. Obviously Frankie is a sort of reddish honey golden, but they come in English cream, they come in dark reds, they come in lighter goldens. There's so many different variations of shades of gold, but they are only gold. English cream is more of like a white. So I recommend going and checking out the different colors. I personally prefer the lighter, like the light honey goldens through the dark reds. I'm not a huge fan of English cream, but that's just a personal opinion. Some people love English creams, and I still think they're beautiful dogs. They're just not my favorite. The next pro is that they can be big enough for light or in some cases heavy mobility depending on your height and weight, and also the height and weight of the particular dog. They are typically like 23 inches tall for a female and 25 inches tall for a male if you're lucky. And for some people that works. I am 6 feet tall, so I'm 6 feet tall, so Frankie is not big enough for mobility for me. She is 23 inches tall, so she's not big enough. But that is okay because I don't really need mobility. They are also great for psychiatric tasks. They are super in tune with their owner, and they are not a Velcro breed. And what a Velcro breed is, that they are super in tune with their handler to the point where if you're anxious, they become anxious. They're also super great dogs for novice handlers. I would totally recommend them for a brand new handler because they are just such great dogs. I am a novice handler, so I have a golden retriever, and she's difficult enough as it is. You do not need a more challenging dog because while they're easy, there's still challenges and complications to training a service dog. So even an easy breed is still a challenge, especially if you're brand new. So I would totally recommend them for brand new handlers. They are also super common in the United States. I can't really speak so much for out of the United States because I am a U.S. resident, but they're super easy to find in the U.S. There's lots of breeders. I know, like, for smooth collies and rough collies too, there's not a whole lot of breeders in the United States. They're super versatile, like especially the field lines. They can be used for sports as well. Field lines are smaller, so they're more nimble, and I believe they're faster than showline goldens are. So they can be used for sports, they can be used for therapy work, they can be used for really anything. Not so much, bite work. I mean, they can. Obviously, no service dog can be used for personal protection because that's illegal. But they're super versatile dogs, great dogs. They love to go swimming. You can take them on vacations with you. They have long, soft, and feathery fur that's super nice to touch. Frankie's fur is a little bit more wiry than show line Goldens are, because she is a mix of field and show. So her fur is more waterproof than a lot of show line Goldens are. And by the way, I would not really recommend a field line Golden for service work. I would only really recommend show lines, because field lines have a significant amount more of energy and maintenance than, you know, show lines. Not so much grooming though. Show lines need more grooming than fields. And shows are also bigger, so if you need a mobility dog, then definitely show. They have minimal energy levels compared to other breeds, so while they still need like 45 to 60 minutes daily, it's not as much as like a Border Collie or a German Shepherd, who needs more. And that's another thing with the field lines, is they do need more exercise than a show line Golden would, because they're so go. They're working dogs. You have to treat them like a working dog. You have to exercise them like a working dog. They have a pretty good lifespan of about 10 to 15 years, it seems. 10 years is not that long of a time, but 15 years is. So it's kind of a lottery, almost. They're smart, eager to please, and active enough dogs that you can, you know, do stuff with them, but they're also willing to, you know, just lounge around and chill with you if you're having a bad health day, or you could just, like, it's raining. Obviously you still need to exercise them in some fashion, but they're pretty, again, versatile. They're pretty food motivated. Frankie's very food motivated. They're also praise motivated. So what that means is you have like options for how you choose to reward your dog when you're training them. Frankie, I prefer to use food, but I also use significant amount of praise when I'm training her, because she deserves it. She's an awesome dog. And they are generally good with other dogs and very people affectionate. And that can also be a big con. They have a super big drive to retrieve, so if you need item retrievals, then this is the dog for you. They love to go and pick things up and carry it around in their mouths. And they're also just really funny dogs. Like, they can make you laugh. I mean, you've seen Frankie just kind of wallowing around in my lap right here. She's kind of putting on a show right now. Now for the cons. They only come in one color, and that's like the gold, white, gold, red-ish color. They don't come in like black or brown or merle. So if you know you're kind of wanting a more colorful dog, you don't want just like one option when choosing your prospect, then I would go with a different breed. And while they're still beautiful as gold, which is, I like their coloring, so I was fine with that. But some people would prefer to have a different color other than gold. They only get to be about 23 to 24 inches tall. So again, that's sometimes out of the height range for some people. They can be too small. And same with their weight, because it has to be in combination with their height and weight and your height and weight. So they typically are about 45 to 75 pounds. They are prone to cancers, ACL tears, eye cataracts, hip and elbow dysplasia, and obesity. So you have to be careful with these dogs. You have to watch them. You have to give them the right, you know, caution. And as for hip and elbow dysplasia, you have to be careful where you get them from, because if they are not health tested, you have no guarantee that they are not going to get that at a young age where they can't work anymore. Thick fur and shedding is more grooming maintenance. They do shed, so if you are needing a dog that's hypoallergenic, I would suggest go looking at poodles. I would not suggest a doodle. I will not suggest a doodle at all. I will go over doodles in a separate video. They can sometimes be too friendly and too easily distracted. Again, Frankie, golden retrievers in general just sort of gravitate towards people. They love people. They love to be around people. They just want to be around people all the time. They love to be touched by people. Frankie happy cries. Some Goldens happy pee when they get to greet people, and that's not exactly a good trait. So you have to train them to ignore people, which is so hard for them. And in combination with that is people can't keep their hands off them. They recognize these dogs. It's universally known that they're super friendly. So people are more likely to touch a golden retriever than they would, say, a lab or a German shepherd or a poodle. Golden retrievers can be pretty expensive if you're getting them from a good breeder, which is 100% recommended because it saves you money later down the road. Say if you got a backyard bred puppy mill golden retriever, then it would have health problems and you'd have to pay for it and start over with a new prospect. So it is definitely worth it to get a well-bred dog from the start. Do your research and choose your breeder based on temperaments, OFA scores, and health guarantees, and also just sort of feel out the vibe with the breeder. If they feel sketchy, then obviously don't get a dog from them. You want to have a relationship with your breeder because it's just so important to, stay in contact with them. A good breeder wants to stay involved with your dog's life. They want to see their progeny. And a good well-bred golden retriever is typically $800 to like $3,000. $3,000 is a pretty big extreme. I've seen most Goldens go for like $1,200. I haven't really seen them go for more than that. But yeah, that is all I have to say about golden retrievers, pros and cons. If you are looking into golden retrievers, I hope that this helps you in some way. I am going to be doing more videos like this. I'm going to be doing labs and standard poodles for sure, and probably other breeds as I get stories about them, because I am asking around on handlers on Instagram and different mediums to give me their pros and cons about their dog's breed. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed watching me play with my golden retriever, Frankie Lou. And that's all for today. Thank you so much for tuning in, and till next time. I just wanted to say a quick reminder, if you have not gone and followed our Instagram, feel free to go do that. I will put a little text box thingy somewhere on top of Frankie. Go follow us at Passion to Hope for more information about us and more inside things about what we do with our daily life, because I typically post pictures and stories of Frankie doing weird, funny things. So if you want to see that, then go give us a follow. And yeah,